AI art sucks. I mean, look at this. 3 eyes. What's going on with the hands? I don't know. Now that's what I was gonna say when I first started making this video, and I tried Midjourney version 4.
God! No! God, please, no! 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 No!
Hey Duderinos and Dudettes, my name is Nash and I'm a board game designer and artist, and I had a very different video planned for today. Hello, I am Nash, and I am definitely not an AI simulation of a real person. What was that? This video was originally supposed to be a demonstration of how AI could be a tool. Something that artists could use to quickly thumbnail an image, something artists could use to draw inspiration for colors and a palette to use as reference for composition. I was going to take this image generated by Midjourney and turn it into my own thing, this image of a dragon. And I spent quite a few hours drawing it. But while I was making that video, I was told Midjourney version 4 was out and that I should give it a try, and I did. Now it's been a year since Midjourney's come out, since it's come into our world, since AI art has become like this huge topic. And up until this point, you could see where AI art was going, where it could possibly threaten jobs in the future for artists, but Midjourney version 4 really does. Okay, check this out. So this first image is from Midjourney a few months ago. It's pretty bad, honestly. In a thumbnail form, it looks halfway decent because it has decent composition, the color theory is right, the contrast is right. There are things about it that will fool somebody into thinking that it looks good from when it's really tiny. But here is Midjourney yesterday with the same prompt.
Whoa!
That is 95% there. Took seconds to generate. It is very close to the quality that I would expect to see in a high budget board game. AI is definitely not an issue. You should not concern yourself with the goings on of AI. There are some very high level discussions going on right now about AI art.
People do not do the same thing with references as machines
are also making the art that's being fed in to inspire these AI images.
I am going to be doing anything differently 10 years from now.
Law hasn't really settled in any way yet, so we don't really know.
I'm going to leave some links below for videos that are going to do a better job of talking about those issues, better job of talking from a place of authority than I am. I want to talk about us little guys, the average Joe artist, the guy that isn't super well known for a particular style or a particular look or has a long career. AI is definitely going to be bad for the big guys. At the very least, it is going to diminish the value of their work. But for the average Joe artist out there, it's devastating. We can see how angry and unempowered people are feeling right now. Just look at what's happening on ArtStation.
God, oh my God. Why did you do that?
looking at the board game world, AI will become the #1 illustrator of all board games. There isn't a question about this. The problem is most games are generic enough, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but they cover a lot of the same themes, a lot of the same styles. There's a lot of content out there that the AI has been trained on. Similar to these themes and styles, it won't be a problem for an AI to replace an artist in the board game world. A lot of games just need a picture of a dragon, and AI can generate 100 pictures of a dragon in a few minutes. There will still be a need for artists. An AI will never know what the best image is for a certain project, but artists then become more curators than creators. I have curated these images for your board game, sir. I can personally guarantee that there is nothing to worry about with our technology. Ow! What was that? There's some weird side effects here. Even though we feel like we have been depowered, the fact of the matter is that every creative person out there has now reached a power level well over 9,000.
Over 9,000! What, 9,000?
It's basically, instead of becoming an artist, you're now becoming an art director with a team of artists beneath you. And those artists don't need to get paid, work 24 hours a day, and don't complain when you tell them their art sucks. I think I'm going to have to pivot the way I look at art. When I'm not doing board games and art, I sell electric bicycles. And people always say, well, Nash, electric bicycles are cheating, aren't they? And I'm always like, no, they're not. Because you still have to pedal an electric bicycle. It only means that you can go further and faster than you could without one. In a lot of ways, AI is kind of like that. You can go further and you can go faster than you could without it. You know, if we're talking about just a single picture, AI is unbeatable. But when you're talking about an entire project and the fact that a creative person could take that same time and effort they spent in creating one image into creating something like a comic book, think about an independent board game designer. They could actually make a trading card game. The cost of illustrating all the cards in a trading card game is so astronomical. I'm sure Wizards of the Coast probably spends $250,000 on art for every set they produce. And they produce like 30 sets a year. So I think I'm going to have to aim bigger. Whenever I feel disheartened and I have this existential crisis, I'll just remember that my abilities are now much greater. I can have AI do stuff that I don't want to do, the grindy, fiddly thing. You know, I find that when I do board games, I really love designing the cover of the board game, but I get really bored when I have to add all these little images and things throughout the game, illustrate each card. It's exciting at first, but it gets tedious. So for me looking forward, I'm like, well, I can have the AI do that, and I can focus on the great cover art that I want to do. And also, it's still worth drawing. It's still worth creating art, because just because you can take a cable car to the top of a mountain doesn't mean it's not worth still climbing that mountain. In the end, art isn't about the end result. Production art is. AI is coming for that production art job, but art itself is about the journey it took the artist to get there. Nothing else. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, subscribe and like below. I hope to see you guys next time. See you later, crocodiles.